Welcome back to The Art of Hobbiness. I'm Erin, joined by my lovely co-host, Tam.
Hi!
Today on The Art of Hobbiness, we're chatting with Allie Salter, the creative mind behind Magpie Mahjong in St. Louis. Allie's a busy stay-at-home mom who turned her love of Mahjong into a beautiful brand that's bringing women together around play, connection, and gorgeous tiles. We talk about how her hobby became Magpie, why the game resonates with so many, and what it looks like to build something meaningful in the margins of motherhood. Let's dive in.
Diving in.
Yeah.
Hi, Allie. Well, Allie, we are so excited to have you on our show today. I am really excited to flip the tables on you because you actually were our tutor at one point in time, and we were in your arena, and you taught us how to play the game Mahjong. Did I say that right?
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, good job.
It's such a hard word to say. I was just telling Aaron, I feel like we should turn this into like a coffee drinking game. Every time Tam says it wrong in this episode, drink your coffee.
Yep.
We're all going to be highly caffeinated at the end of this. But I am just excited to get to talk to you. I know that whenever we were being tutored by you, I had to hold back a lot of my questions to save them for the pod.
Absolutely.
So I probably came off very stoic, which is so nice.
I wouldn't go that far, but
Definitely not, Tam. You don't know how to be stoic. Come on.
I don't even think I actually know what the word means. I think I just tossed that out, hoping that it was right.
Well, we are so happy to have you, Allie,
kick us off.
and you are an amazing
Thanks for
teacher.
having
Just
me.
throwing that out there. But yes, we're so excited to chat with you today and hear all about what you're up to, but also more about you as a person. So if you want to first just give us a little background on, you could start with maybe how you came to start Magpie, or even before that, what you were doing, what you're up to.
I want to know the before.
Yeah.
What was
Sure.
Allie like before Magpie?
before Mahjong changed my life.
Yes, please.
So I'm Allie. I'm 30-something stay-at-home mom. I've been a stay-at-home mom for almost 4 years now, which is kind of wild to say. It's gone by really fast. But before that, I worked in fashion e-commerce for a decade and built my career in that. And so ever since I was a kid, I've always kind of wanted to be an entrepreneur, but didn't necessarily have the right business idea or something that really drove me to do that. And so this is kind of my small way to be an entrepreneur while still being a stay-at-home mom and kind of monetizing my hobby, which I did listen to your podcast episode on that. I guess it's the millennial in me. I cannot hold back monetizing my hobby. But it was just earlier this year that I went to a neighbor's house for a Mahjong lesson. It was a Mahjong 101. There is a boutique here in Webster Groves, Missouri, Paisley Boutique, and the owner there, Stacy, she sells all the products. So she herself became a certified teacher and was doing lessons and kind of getting going with that. So she taught me. And really just from that first night, I fell in love with this game. I'd heard about it for years and always was curious about it and wanted to play. But to be honest, I only knew like older women that played it. None of my friends growing up, maybe their like grandmas or bubbies played it, but like they didn't play it. So there just weren't many opportunities to play. And I noticed during COVID, some women I followed in Dallas were starting to play and playing with these beautiful new sets of tiles. And that it was starting to pick up traction there with a new generation of players. And so that's spread to Missouri now. I live in St. Louis. So it just started with taking a lesson at my neighbor's house. A few days later, I went to an open play. I was nervous to go alone, but everyone was so nice and welcoming. And ever since that, I just went all in on learning Mahjong, playing as much as I could, really fell in love with it. And I wanted to teach my friends. So they were my initial guinea pigs for testing out a lesson plan. I've always enjoyed guiding people and teaching people. And so I thought, I could do this. I had taken some lessons myself and those were great lessons, but I thought I could do it equally as well, if maybe not better or just differently. And so I started by teaching my friends. And once I'd kind of crafted a good lesson that I thought made sense, I thought, why not start a little business and start teaching everyone that I can in the area. So there aren't that many teachers here. And it has
just kind of exploded, it seems like, right? It seems like your schedule's already very busy and it's really taking off.
Yes. Yeah. So I have public lessons at least a couple times a month. I partner with different businesses. I've really tried to partner with especially female-owned local businesses. So I've had lessons at Crema Coffee House in Central West End, which is a mom-owned business, and also Maypop Garden Shop and Coffee Shop in Webster Groves, and that's also a mom-owned business. So that's going really well. And then I also do private lessons. So it's been really fun to go into. I've been fully booked. Yeah. I'm booked through December, now booking for January and February. Wow. But it's really taken off. And it's just having a moment in the game is had a lot of national attention as well. So sort of just riding this wave, trying to teach as many people as I can. For me, I love playing so much. So also selfishly, I just want to teach as many people as I can so that we can get more people playing and have fun.
Do you feel like now that do you still feel like you enjoy it as much as you did when you first started now that you're teaching it? Or more
Definitely.
even? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And what's interesting about this game is the rules stay the same, but every year there's an organization in New York City called the National Mahjong League, and they come out with a card every year that changes the winning patterns. So the ways to win the game changes every year. So I'm in my second card now. I learned on the 2024 card. I've been teaching the 2025 card, and now I'm going to have the 2026 card come out. And that will sort of be a new dimension to approaching the game now that I'm a teacher too. Like, I'm going to have to get that card early and really start studying it if I'm going to be able to teach it.
Oh,
so
yeah, I bet that is challenging as a teacher because you do need to probably know those pretty well, like in your head, right? And for those of you listening that have never played Mahjong, me and Tam had never until recently with Allie. And it is, well, it's such a cool game, and we're hooked now too. And we're like talking about how we want to go to one of your classes or open plays. But it is like not just a board. I don't know, not just a board game. I feel like it's truly like a mental exercise of, and we haven't even gotten to the point where we can strategize.
No.
But I feel like it hits so many points. The game is so cool because you're connecting with other people. Like it's a group play thing, right? And usually, there are usually multiple tables in an open play, so there's like a chance to meet a lot of women. And then I feel like those cards in itself are like just like a mental exercise.
I feel like it just totally matches. It fits in with the corporate Tam. It gives me a little.
It does give you that challenge of just, I don't know. It's a little more than just a regular game.
Definitely.
I wanted to step back to when you've been a stay-at-home mom for several years and you decided to start playing just for fun. What was it that you were seeking at that point? Had you gotten to a point in your life where you're like, okay, I'm gotten over that early childhood or that postpartum era and I'm ready to branch out? Or what were you seeking when you decided to start playing initially?
Great question. Same.
Yeah. I think I'm always that person that I really value female friendships, and I've tried really hard. It's hard sometimes as a mom, as you guys know. You don't want to lose yourself in motherhood, so you still want to maintain your identity just as yourself with your friendships. Making time for that can be really hard. So I have a monthly dinner club, a monthly book club. Like I try to almost combine hobbies with, like friend dates and ways to build community.
Definitely.
So like I love reading. I've always been a ferocious reader, but in adulthood or motherhood, it's hard to be a reader. So really I have to have like my monthly book club to make sure I'm reading. I have to connect like my hobby to an excuse to get together with other women and build community and female friendship. So to me, I loved the idea of Mahjong. What appealed to me a lot was I love games and puzzles, and that's such a big piece of it. But also you're sitting down with your girlfriends to play. You can play 4 players, or you could have a room full of tables playing and mix around. So for me, it was a fun excuse to like put down my phone and go have a girls' night or meet new people at an open play. I've gone to so many open plays by myself and have met women in St. Louis and built relationships that way just by playing Mahjong. And it's nice because you're doing something, there's an activity. So if you're someone that's kind of anxious about small talk, like you don't have to worry too much about that. It's not like a cold date where you're sitting down and like there's nothing to do but like stare at each other. There's something to kind of bond over and distract. So yeah, for me, it's just like Mahjong, kind of a combination of all my favorite things, like gameplay, puzzles, hosting. You could build a beautiful tablescape. I love decorating. So there's a piece of that to it too. And then just having an excuse to get women together and play and have a fun night.
Absolutely. You pointing out the fact that there is a tablescape to it as well you're absolutely right. I really want to encourage all of the listeners to go and just look on Instagram for all these pictures.
There's some beautiful,
because it really does. I think you're right. I think it does tap into like a hosting type mentality where you really do have to think of the scenery, the ambiance, the seating. There's even seating arrangements, But there's also like this ASMR element to it too with the tiles that I feel like can be really attractive to people who are really into that.
There's a lot of beautiful aspects of the game for sure. As one thing I'm very curious about. So you have clearly found a way to carve out all these hobbies in your life, which is wonderful. Like you are our target, like market, or like ideal person. Like it's awesome that and you found ways to keep yourself accountable, which is kind of what you were alluding to with like having these things like with your friends that are set on your calendar. How do you balance that, being a stay-at-home mom, and like, do you have you must have a lot of support. How do you balance scheduling with your significant other or whoever's helping you with your kids? Do you have any advice for women that would like to add some things like that into their lives?
I'm just very lucky. My husband is very much an equal partner, an equal parent. And I mean, part of that is I could not be with someone where I couldn't just leave to go to a dinner with friends and I'm not making a list. Like, you've got to check this before bedtime. Like, he knows how to do everything for our kids that I do. So I think that helps a lot. And then, I mean, I'm sure most couples do this, but we both have iPhones and we both just have a shared calendar. And we always check with each other first, but it's sort of like first person to put something on the calendar kind of claims that night. And I make sure it stays balanced. And I don't want to be gone from home that often either, but we kind of keep things balanced that way. So if I put something on the calendar, like Allie has book club Wednesday night, then he knows he's going to be home on kid duty. And we just go back and forth that way. It also helps. I'm not from St. Louis originally. And a big reason we moved here is my husband's parents are here. So usually at least once a week, one of my boys will be at their grandparents' house, which is so nice because it gives me a little solo time to get some stuff done around the house or run errands without kids tagging along. But I definitely don't balance it well. Like right now, my house is a mess and I definitely have laundry to do. And I don't know. We're just in a season of life where I have an almost 5-year-old and almost 2-year-old where things just aren't going to be perfect, but I'd rather do fun things with my kids, have a book club with my friends, have a date night with my husband than have like a perfectly organized home. And
I think that's amazing. I mean, that's like what we preach all the time is because it's so easy to get stuck on the opposite side of that, right? Where you're not doing anything for yourself and you're doing everything for everybody else. So kudos to you for finding that. That's amazing.
So I didn't realize that you weren't local. And I find it so interesting that you moved here and immediately were jumping into like friend groups to kind of spearhead that. Was that something that came out of a necessity when you moved here to make those friend groups? Or
I think I got really lucky. I joined the Junior League of St. Louis when I moved here. I had joined in Kansas City the year prior, but it was COVID. So that was a very different experience as a new member. And so I rejoined when I moved here. And fortunately, just in my new member class, there were a lot of similar like-minded moms and transplants who wanted to make friends, especially coming out of that like COVID bubble. We were all just yearning to form friendships again and meet new people. And so we kind of took it upon ourselves to start to organize like a book club, a dinner club, get-togethers, play dates with our kids. And so from that and kind of putting myself out there, which can feel uncomfortable a lot, I just got lucky and met some great friends here. But St. Louis, not to get too insular, it is an interesting place to move as a transplant because there are people that have lived here for generations and have their built-in friends from high school, grade school. And it can be hard to kind of crack into that. But
it sounds like you were diligent. I mean, it doesn't sound like you don't shy away from the challenge of connecting with people, which is kind of what it sounds like you thrive in. So I want to hear a little bit more about trying a hobby, okay? I've been trying to do hobbies for 2 years now, and I can confidently tell you I cannot teach anyone how to do any one of the hobbies that I have. Can you tell me a little bit about how you got to that point where you were like, I've got this, I'm ready to teach people, and what that looked like, not even just for you switching to maybe wanting to do that entrepreneurial side, but also like you as a mom at home and having that confidence?
I think I honestly had to get past imposter syndrome and just think, why not? Like, I know this game inside and out. Not to toot my own horn, but I'm really good at this game. Like, I know it well. I win a lot.
You do.
I can explain it well to other people. And So why not just try it? Like, what's the worst that can happen? It kind of was born out of necessity too, because there just aren't that many teachers here, and the ones that are here are great, but they're busy too, or their classes get booked up. And I had a big group of friends that wanted to learn, so I thought, why not try it out? And so I just kind of went for it. I just thought, you know, it doesn't matter that I don't have a teaching background or that I haven't played this game for 20 years. Like, I know it well. I've played it a lot. Why not me?
That's
so
amazing.
I kind of had to put myself out there and not be embarrassed. Also that, you know, people might be like, who does she think she is? But
yeah, I mean, it definitely sounds like you just really listened to your intuition and just went for it. That's so cool.
Well, and then you even talk about how like breaking into the St. Louis social circles were a little bit challenging for you, but it's interesting that now you're the person that's creating it. And you're like setting the tone of what that looks like in our community. So for people like us who are really trying to explore hobbies and, you know, I haven't met any gatekeeping yet, but I feel like you're setting a really great tone in this local area of there is no gatekeeping and it's very open. And I really like the fact that you talked about the generational aspect of Mahjong. Mahjong. Yes, I good.
Yes.
Sorry, no coffee, ladies.
Yeah, that is cool. I know we connected with some women in Dallas too, you know, Bambird, and which we'll be talking to them on another episode.
Yes.
But I was talking to them recently about how like Dallas is kind of the hub for Mahjong. Do you agree like that's a really huge hotspot for it? And why is that, you know?
Yeah, it seems to be for some of these newer companies that sort of are giving a modern flair to the game. Like, Oh My Mahjong is a company. I have a lot of their products. The Mahjong line, Bambird Boutique, beautiful products. They're all based in Dallas. And I don't know why that is, because to me also Mahjong is so much a traditional game for Jewish communities. And obviously there's huge Jewish communities in northern and eastern cities like New York and Chicago. So I don't know. I don't know why Dallas has become like a modern hub, but it's great.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. Well, I have another question back to your experiences. When you first started doing this and taking all this on and it's kind of exploded, have you had any difficulty feeling like mom guilt? Guilt as
great
just
question.
a woman taking all that.
Yeah.
We talk a lot you talk on our.
I probably should have more mom guilt.
There's no right or wrong answer here. Good for you for not, because you shouldn't. You shouldn't actually.
So for some reason, I just don't get a lot of mom guilt.
That's awesome.
Ever. But what I do get more guilt for is not that he says anything, but lately I've been gone a lot teaching Mahjong, and my husband's been taking on more of the brunt of, you know, childcare and being home. And he doesn't mind it, but I feel more guilty about that he has to take on more of the load at night now.
Sure.
But my boys, they could care less. They love having a boys' night where mom's gone playing Mahjong or teaching Mahjong, and they just get to watch a movie with dad.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, if you're happy, that's good for everybody, right? If you're like, we talk about so much about that. If your cup is full, then you're able to better show up for everybody and take care of them. So it sounds like a really good balance with all of that.
Absolutely. Awesome. So when you're teaching Mahjong, do you feel like there is a very certain type of woman that is coming to get into the Mahjong world? Have you found any trends at all?
Honestly, it's been really varied, especially in age. I've had all different ages in all of my classes. There's definitely some younger women that I think are seeing it on Instagram and seeing more of like the trendy products, and that's appealing to them. And so then they're hearing about Mahjong and coming to class. But really, there's been a huge mix of people coming, and I'd have had men come to my class too. It's not just for women.
Right.
So
Sure. Yeah,
I would love to do more. I would love to have like a couples class where men feel comfortable.
We want to teach our husbands.
Yeah. I know. I've taught my husband, and I'm always working on him to play with me more. I think he's a little intimidated by it, to be honest, and he's not instantly good at it. So therefore, he doesn't want to play it. But but I think husbands would really enjoy it if they would come as well. But yeah, so no, I haven't. No, it's been all across the board. I haven't noticed a strong trend.
Awesome. Now you've obviously taken a hobby and monetized it. We talked about that. Does this change the way that you create creative time for you at home now versus using that hobby that you've just now monetized successfully?
Or does it fill your cup in both aspects and you don't?
Yeah. It is filling my cup right now.
Yeah.
I think right now I'm probably doing it a little more than I had initially planned to. But right now it's just having such a moment that I feel like there's a huge demand to learn, and I'm just riding the momentum and riding the wave of that. I think it would, hopefully in the new year in spring, I'll maybe limit myself a little to just teaching once or twice a week and have a little bit more balance. But right now I'm just embracing that I'm in a season where I'm having fun. Half the fun for me is building this little business too. It's kind of scratching an itch that I maybe didn't realize I was missing as much from my career now that I'm a stay-at-home mom. And it's been fun too. I think any small business owner will tell you that social media is now almost a second job because you really have to promote yourself. And so making reels and posts and graphics, that's also kind of scratching a creative itch for me. So right now it is filling my cup. I wouldn't say I'm very well balanced with like home life, doing this little business, and social time with friends or my husband. But, you know, it's just a few months and we'll see. And I'm going to adjust again. But yeah, no, right now it's been really fun.
I think it's fantastic. It sounds like you're listening to yourself and already very aware of making sure that you don't burn out or lose that creative aspect that we typically say you should be very mindful of when monetizing a hobby. You really are like the gold star of what we're trying to promote.
I don't know. Maybe I just speak it well.
No, you're doing fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. One question I wanted to ask you when we were together, the brand Magpie, can you tell us where that name came from?
Yes.
Yes. So a little backstory on Mahjong as well. Mahjong means sparrow. And I know this might be hard for listeners, but when you're playing the game, you're playing with tiles and they have very much a sensory feel. And it is like ASMR. It really sounds like the twitter of birds. It's a beautiful sound. And so that's where the game gets its name, from sparrows, from that bird song, from twittering of birds. And my maiden name actually means magpie. And I've always loved those birds because they're known for being really intelligent, social. They do puzzles. They're kind of cheeky. They're kind of mischievous. They like shiny things. And so it just kind of clicked for me that, you know, how funny that my name means this fun little bird. And then this game has so much bird imagery and is named after birds. And so when I was looking for a brand name that I identified with, it just clicked for me. So
I love that.
Perfectly.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Sure, you work in marketing. No.
Right? No kidding.
That's great.
No, that's amazing. And like, it's crazy how much of this really kind of just aligned. Well, and I don't want to say aligned because it makes it sound like it was just like all luck, but that's not what happened here. Like, you are a very like
intentional.
Yes, intentional person, go-getter, and you're really smart about how you approach not even just your business life, but just your personal life too. You're very attentive and aware of your boundaries. And I think that's a really good thing to make sure that our listeners really take into consideration whenever they're trying to explore hobbies or if they're wanting to monetize them, is just that keep like looking internally. And that's exactly what you do every time. And look at the success that you've had from doing that.
Yeah, I think it's very inspirational for all of us because of exactly what Tam just said. Because I think so many of us get caught up in the day-to-day and it just almost overshadows our inner dialogue, right? Or what we really want out of life. And just seems like you found a way to really like hone in on that. I don't know. Do you have any like thoughts on that, on how you feel like you've been able to really, I don't know, prioritize like yourself just on that trajectory, like that we haven't really touched on?
I just think I'm really lucky with the support I have because my husband is a great support. And I just definitely couldn't take on an outside gig in addition to being a stay-at-home mom during the day if he wasn't on board to support me. So
absolutely.
That's been really helpful.
That's awesome.
I think that's great. So, obviously I already was a student in your class, but let's say I wasn't a student in your class already, and I'm coming in and I'm getting tutored by you. What is the tone or the feeling that you're wanting your students to feel when they're in the space and when they leave the space?
Sure. So Mahjong's a complicated game. There's a lot of rules. I think some people come to my class and they're expecting, oh, it's like a board game. It's going to be really straightforward and easy. And it gets there eventually. But at first, you kind of have to buckle in for, I'm going to be confused. I'm going to be a little uncomfortable learning this. There aren't many times in adulthood that we really get to learn new things. So I think it is helpful to kind of put yourself out of your comfort zone and learn something new. But I really try to break it down in my lessons so that I'm breaking down this very complicated game into small, easy to digest portions that we build upon. So I'm hoping that maybe you're a little nervous at first, but then once you're there, hopefully I'm a warm, inviting teacher. You feel relaxed. You start to have fun. It starts to click the more we're learning and playing. It's at the end of the day, it's a game. I want people to come and have fun and be social. And my goal especially with my 101 class, is to give you a really good foundation of the game and the basics, the fundamentals, so that you can build upon it as you start to play more. I want people to feel like they're going to hang out with friends, maybe meet new friends. Want it to be warm, inviting, comfortable. And my favorite thing is when I've broken down something that's complicated and it starts to click with people and they get excited and they tell me they're having so much fun. Like, that really fills my cup.
Yeah. I would be a testimonial to you that is exact 100% the experience that I had with you.
Absolutely.
So, thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
No, I feel like it could get really confusing and frustrating if you didn't have the right teacher. And you definitely, the way you break it down in the beginning was, it made it flow so easily, right into the, and getting us starting playing like right away. Like, that was so nice.
Absolutely.
And we were able to drink some wine during it, which was nice. And it wasn't like,
although not much, because I realized very early on, I was like, I'm going to need all of my brain cells.
True. But I think if we had another few games, we would probably be okay.
I didn't want to stop. I remember
I
that
agree.
there was a point in time where I think, Erin, you were the one that was being very mindful of the time. Thank you for that. Because I was not. And when you're like, well, we're wrapping up, I was like, no, I'm not ready to wrap up.
It is really a game like that I feel like you could play for like a whole afternoon.
I was lost in time.
Like,
truly
truly,
lost in time. What was
really
it? 2
fun.
hours I think we spent together?
Like 2.5 or something. Yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah. But I think I could easily see us playing for like 4 hours, no problem. And time would just go by so fast. So how long are your 101 classes when you do like the big group open play? Do you use like
usually about 3 hours for 101. Yeah. 102, which is just building on what we learn in 101, 2 to 3 hours maybe. Kind of depends on the group size too. I do private lessons as small as just 4 people, as large as 16 people. So if it's just one table, if it clicks early, like with you guys, it was clicking really early. You're also smart women, so you cut onto it quickly. I was going
to ask, but I didn't know if I wanted to know the answers.
But we were able to play, I think, 2 or maybe even 3 games because it was just moving quicker. So it just really depends on the group. But yeah, I always say at least reserve 3 hours for the first lesson.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
No, I mean, Allie, I think you're fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like Erin said, we can absolutely attest that what you did bring was absolute warmth, openness, and inclusivity, which I think is really amazing. And I really support being a member of the St. Louis community. I really appreciate hearing that there's folks like you out there that are promoting that hobby energy. As a millennial mom as well, so you're relatable. And so we're just so excited that you were able to spend time with us, teaching us how to play the game, but also taking the time out. I know your little one's napping, so we're trying to get your
you're totally fine. Thank you. No, keep hyping me up.
Yeah,
no, great.
It's true though. We really have enjoyed like connecting with you and all, and we obviously hope to stay connected going forward. We'd love for you to share where people can find you on socials, or if you have a website. Do you want to share that?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So please follow me on Instagram. It's Magpie Mahjong. So it's MAGPIE MAHJONG. And I'm hoping to start building that up a bit more to having like instructional videos and how-tos and things. But right now it's pretty much localized to St. Louis, to the events we have going on. And I also have a website, magpiemahjong.com, and a Facebook page. So that's where you can find out about all my upcoming events and lessons and all the things.
Awesome. And then you alluded to you might do some online stuff to reach more people eventually. That's kind of, is that?
Yes, I would love to, because that was when I was starting to play too. I loved watching reels and TikToks and YouTube videos. And so I would love to be able to do some of that too.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, there's lots of possibilities for you.
Because all the ASMR, I feel like there's
Yeah.
endless possibilities with
True,
sounds.
true.
I was brainstorming some reels while
Yeah.
we were sitting
Yeah.
here talking. I'll share them with you
I mean,
later.
I went back and just like was looking through our photos and like our videos. Like, this is so entertaining.
Oh my God. There was
So,
one
yeah.
particular
No, I think-
video
yeah.
where the wall came out and I made a comment and I was
Oh,
like, let's not put that on the socials.
You have some interesting commentary, Tam.
Why do I do that?
But no, we will. We really appreciate you being on today, Allie, and we know that our listeners are gonna be super inspired by this, and I'm sure that you're gonna get some people that are interested in playing.
Yes.
So
Let us
yeah.
know when you
I
have
love
more open
that.
plays. We'll be following because
Yeah,
we'll probably be
definitely.
stepping in.
Yeah.
We both have been
Yes.
craving a game since we did our lesson, and we're like, we need somebody to play with us.
Yep.
Definitely. Well, I do have one coming up at Maypop in Webster
awesome.
Groves, December 30th.
Awesome.
It's going to be kind of a festive sort of
Ooh.
New Year's Eve themed night. Bams and bubbly.
Fun.
So please come to that. Yes.
That sounds super fun. How many people will
Yes.
be at that? Like, is that what's the max on it?
So we have 24 seats available
Okay.
for that.
Oh, fun. That'll be
Yes.
Actually, that brings
sounds
up a
super
question.
fun.
I have a final question. What's the max number of people that one instructor can teach at one time? Is there a max?
I don't know that there's a max. I've helped out in classes that had 40 people. So that's a big group. But I think if you have helpers assigned to the tables to help move people along, that is doable. I personally like teaching up to 16.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I probably would want to bring in someone to help me, just to make sure everyone's getting attention and their questions are answered. There's a lot, as you guys have learned, there's a lot of formality and movement to the game. There's a certain way you
Etiquette,
deal. There's a certain way you push out the walls. So I think it helps to have an instructor that's hands-on and can lean over to your table and show you what to do quickly. So I prefer smaller classes personally. So all of my public classes are just 16 people. And then I also do privates anywhere from 3 people to 16 people.
Nice.
Great. That's
Awesome. Well, I feel like this was an awesome conversation and appreciate you again, your time today. So we'll let you go, but definitely listeners come or, check out Allie and her Magpie Mahjong. Mahjong. What is wrong with me?
Get your coffee.
Mahjong, for some reason, the name just trips me up. I don't know. Anyways.
I totally get it.
Yeah. It's been great.
That's wonderful, Allie.
Thanks so much for having me on.
Thank
We'll be in
you.
touch
It was great to
soon.
talk to you guys.
Yes. All right. Bye.
Thanks for listening to The Art of Happiness. Be sure to leave a review and rating. And for a little extra Erin and Tam fun, be sure to follow us on Instagram and Pinterest for behind the scenes footage of our journey to find happiness.